man, it's been so hot and now it's raining. I just hope I didn't wait too long. Well, I was wrong. In the video when I bucked up all these rounds with the Echo CS7310P, and I thought I had about 1 1/4. I already filled the bed of my 8-foot truck, and now this is a 330-gallon IBC tote stacked. So that's gonna be 1/3 of a cord once I get a couple more pieces in there. I've got all this left, and I have 2/3 of a cord over there, so I was wrong. But that's not what this video is about. I think I waited too long. Now this tote is what I call the Lambo Door IBC tote. I put a video out about it a year or 2 ago. This is my favorite tote, and the way I'm gonna be doing firewood coming up, this is gonna be even more important. And you'll see why if you subscribe to Hardworking Man. Leave a thumbs up, comment down below. Do you like this Lambo Door tote? Do you like the full open tote? Do you like, I mean, what kind of tote? The little opening cut, which is how I started and a lot of us did. That to me is way too restrictive. This is so much easier. All right, real quick, the Lambo Door totes, you drill a hole here, here, same on the other side, cut the whole front out. I'll show you that, and then we'll show you how they work. Now before you completely cut this front out, leave it partly attached, you're gonna take like some 1/8" steel braided cable, put it through your hole here from the back. I almost did it backwards doing it on film. You got a stopper already crimped on there. Then you're gonna put it through there. There's no need to make a full circle hinge or anything like that. Just the C like that will work. Then you're gonna put your crimp on this end. We'll push it through and crimp it down. That's gonna be our hinge. So we'll put both hinges on, crimp them down before we completely release the front, and there you got your Lambo Door IBC tote. Now I like to take some bungee cords and crimp them on. That was actually Dick from Old Guy Firewood's idea. Now you just take this, lift it up, flip it, you got full access. You can pin that down, hook those bungee cords, you can fill this with a conveyor, loose toss it. For my new plan and delivery system that I got coming, I'm gonna stack every single one of these, then close the front down. Well, there's another 1/3 of a cord. So we got 2 full 1/3 of a cord IBC totes, filled an 8-foot bed, and all on what I thought was 2/3 of a cord based on the rounds being stacked. We've got a couple pieces left, some boiler wood and some to go into the campfire wood pile to dry more. Hello everybody and welcome back to Hardworking Man. Did I wait too long? I've got over 100 ton of asphalt millings here, and the last 2 to 3 days, it's been record high temps. A lot of people said this is gonna get hard, clumpy, and I'm not gonna be able to use it. I tried to get this done a couple days ago, it didn't happen. So we're gonna see what we can do now and get most of this spread out into the wood yard. No more mud. This stuff's gonna be so nice. Let's go. but it doesn't seem to be too clumpy. It is a little bit more packed together than it was, but it's definitely still pretty workable. Once you get it scooped, it's spreading pretty nice. I do have the regular small bucket on the Coyote today. I got a big bucket, bulk material bucket, but I feel like that would be too heavy with the weight of these asphalt millings. So the task for today is to get this area, which is where I'll park my trailers and stuff, covered in asphalt millings. It's already got geotextile under it and then some fill dirt, which is fine when it's dry. But when it gets wet, it's got some clay material to it. So as you drive on it, it just separates. You can see the geotextile under there. So now with the base and being able to keep the asphalt millings a little bit above the geotextile and the, I guess, filled dirt clay underneath it, it shouldn't sink through the clay, but it should give me a good surface so that all stops happening, making this a parking area and then the feed back into the wood yard, which will be all covered in asphalt millings. And then we are going to take and clear this wood line up and put asphalt millings, a trail all the way back to our outdoor wood boiler, which is back there, so we can get back there in the early winter or spring without destroying our yard, get wood to and from the boiler. It's just gonna be so nice. I'm so sick of the clay mud here, always getting slimy and slippery and making it unworkable. Man, the wood yard is coming together. So we're gonna have to do this in stages because I've got stuff all over the place. Up here, where I got the pile of locust and some other stuff, that's where I'm gonna put a bin to pile the oak to dry. That's not ready yet. But I'm gonna have to, I guess, lay asphalt millings, get it all packed in, then move the stuff onto it, then do the area that I moved the stuff out of. I mean, I still got a ton of work, but we're making huge progress in the wood yard. Now this is one of those projects I didn't really plan on. We got the shipping container and the stumps dug out, the geotextile down and some limestone done. And I was gonna sort of leave it at that, get another trailer or two of limestone to finish that area so we had a decent working space. Then Facebook Marketplace struck. I'm getting these loads, 22-yard loads of asphalt millings for $350 delivered. This would have taken me 25 trips to the stone yard and cost me more than twice as much. I'm paying $350 a load for this, so I couldn't not get it. I just told the guy, keep bringing it until I'm out of space. Once I get this gone, I'll have him drop some more off as long as he has them available. All right, enough talk, let's get to work. couple big lumps in this stuff, but we'll get that out of here. So when I tilt the bucket more, it catches the big chunks and pulls them back, but still leaves the fines behind. And then we'll level out the bucket more. Then roll it with the cultipacker, then roll it with the yard roller. Then let the sun get on it. This all used to be yard grass where I'm at right now. But we got 7, 8, 9 vehicles with all the kids and the van and the trucks and the trailers and boats, and I needed more parking. So now it's parking and woodyard. I am going to be so happy no longer having to deal with this nasty clay we have around here, because when it rains, I've been stuck back here with 4-wheel drive trucks, dualies, tractors, everything. No longer. Asphalt millings to the rescue. So for this first layer, I got it down. It's not crazy level, but I'm gonna run it over with the cultipacker here, which will, I guess, work it in. And then we'll level it some more, hit it with the cultipacker again, then hit it with the roller to flatten it out, get it packed in, and then hopefully we'll get more hot days and this stuff will start to firm up and give us a nice work area, parking area. No more sinking in the mud. Now the cultipacker is for habitat. It's for when I plant food plots. It helps to set the seed in the soil, firm the soil up. If you don't know what a cultipacker is, there's different styles, but it's big, heavy cast iron wheels that come down in a V. So some of the chunks in here, it helps break up as well. Having this Kubota 4-wheel drive to pull this thing, and that propane tank yard roller I have that is full of water, you need some power to pull something like that. And this pulls a lot better than the 4-wheeler that I sold. I'll get the box blade thrown on the Coyote, and then we can use that to sort of level it. I know some people say you're not supposed to back drag with a bucket on a tractor. I've done it a lot. I've never caused any damage. Not saying it's right. A lot of stuff I do ain't right. good. Crushing up the big pieces. I'm super happy with this. This is gonna be so nice. I will do the driveway in limestone. I don't want asphalt millings on the driveway because it can, when it gets hot, can get a little bit of black on your shoes, I've heard. Out in the woodyard, by the time we get back to the house, it should be fine. Worn off, if that makes sense. And we don't wear our shoes in the house anyways. Well, not supposed to. I do get caught running in there from time to time. Now, I was pretty worried with that heat and those 4 piles, over 100 ton of asphalt millings, that I was gonna get stuck with 4 giant clumps of hard asphalt. And it didn't happen. It's still easily workable, easily usable. So I'm super happy. And now it takes the stress off, the pressure off, having to get all of it done at once. And I'd like to have some of it, I guess, staged up in a pile for other areas when I need it. And knowing that it didn't all just melt together like I've heard is nice. This is a big project. It's nothing that's gonna be done, you know, in an hour or 2 or a day or 2. Once I get this area prepped, I'll get stuff moved over here and then start on the next area. I gotta get wood bucked up, wood split, wood out of the way. You know, it's all a process. It's all a process, baby. I am really happy with how this is going. You can see how nice this is now, and it's just gonna keep getting better. A little more work, a little more leveling, packing, letting the heat get on it, some rain, settling it in, and there'll be no more sinking in the clay mud. Now this part of the wood yard used to be so muddy, and I scraped a lot of the wet clay out of here. I would get stuck back here all the time. Couldn't steer, couldn't have traction. There were stumps, there was everything. We've only used 1.5 piles of these asphalt millings so far. We got to get wood split up into the bunker, logs bucked, totes moved, everything done. But we'll bring you guys along for the ride. What do you think? Asphalt milling for the win? What a deal, huh? $350 for 22 yards. 4 loads. I've used 1.5 so far. Thanks for watching, Hardworking Man. Woodyard renovation. Man, this is gonna be sweet. Production's gonna be so high when we're done. No more mud, no more rain, no more sun. It's gonna be an awesome woodyard. Have a great day, everybody.